Fingerprint induction electric lighter dock powered by a rechargeable battery. No gas/fuel is required. Can be charged by using USB slot and does not need fill any fuel into it. Does not create a flame. It is electrically operated and environmentally friendly. Uses intense heat to ignition. Lights a fire in any weather. It has a fashion outlook that will make you to be very attractive in the group. Only less than 2 hours per charge. Using high-performance polymer aluminum battery, it can charge and discharge about 500 times.
Well, this is going to be an extremely exciting jump off. I don't know if it's going to be as exciting as our last World Cup qualifier here, but I think our course designer from Ireland, Alan Wade, was a little surprised at how many got back for round two, with it being 17.
Yeah, I was just talking with Richard Jeffrey outside, and I think he was a little shocked. I think he's building maybe next week or the week after, and he said, God, what am I going to do? Because the horses are just jumping these jumps like so effortless, and there's, we've said over and over, the quality of horses today and the riders is unbelievable.
Well, it's simple: higher, wider, and faster for Richard.
Yeah, I think that's what it's going to be. Maybe it's jumping off this surface, as we discussed earlier, is just, it's getting so easy for these horses. So we have our first one in. Here we have Wilton Porter riding Palo Bay. Young kid, for me, he's got nothing to lose. I think he needs to just go in and just, turn it loose. I mean, he's got 16 top riders coming behind him. I would go in there and I would have sent him and said, go for broke.
So there's 1 to 2. They did that in 8 strides in round 1. Here he just did the 7. Great, brave, scopy jumper. Back to what was the triple.
Yep, B and C of the triple. That was a super ride there.
New jump.
Oh, bad bobble there.
Ooh,
lost the stirrup.
6, 7, 8, 9 strides, and pretty fast coming home.
Yeah, that was a good way to start it. That horse had a bad trip there, and he lost his stirrup. And I actually thought maybe the horse stung itself. It took a few funny steps.
In a jump off like this here, watch a replay.
Yeah,
Jumped a little awkward.
Stumble.
There he slipped and ow, wow, this is a very stoic horse. He really stung himself there, and how he finished up clear.
Yeah, that was weird. It just looked like the footing just gave way a little bit.
With 17 back in the jump off, a little bobble like that, that's all it takes to be out of that 1, 2, 3 spot.
Here we have Caitlin Ziegler and touchdown. Again, Caitlin, a young rider, has her trainer chasing her in a little while. There's 2 schools of thought. Either, just have a nice round and get some nice experience, or, hey, make it your night, go for broke and have fun. She looks like she's maybe starting just a little conservative.
There's the 7 strides.
So far, she's riding a spot-on jump-off. You know, not blazing fast, but really very accurate. And again, the little stick on the neck there. This horse looks maybe a little slow, a little cold to her leg, and she just touched it on the neck with the stick, and she needs a little leg at this big oxer. What a horse. Again, got jumped a little loose there.
And did one more stride than Wilton Porter and then had it down. But a great showing for Caitlin tonight.
Yeah, that's a super horse and well-ridden round, and I'm sure her mom's at home watching, cheering her on. And
you know, and Caitlin's she's a young rider, and you know, she took a little bit of a break, and for her to be doing this level riding this quick is that's quite something. Good for her.
you know, we don't have the time showing up on our monitor here, so we'll have to just, you know, keep that as the class goes on. Obviously, Wilton's winning with that clear. Now we have Marie Heckart on myself, Debrev.
This is a very quick horse, and Marie's very comfortable working fast.
Yeah, I mean, she should naturally beat Wilton's time. I mean, I think if she just goes at this horse's normal pace, she's going to beat his time.
Seven's going to get steady. This horse jumps in.
My guess is as the class goes on, I think, you know, Rodrigo and Beasy with their big strided horses, I think maybe we're going to see 6 strides up that first line. Wow.
And this horse is so naturally quick. Turns and goes. Very clever at the...
That's a very big vertical, but I think when they turn on the angle they're jumping that jump, the horse, it really gets the horse's attention, and they so far they've all been jumping it really well.
1, 3.
Man, she was much slower.
Yeah, Wilton was deceivingly fast. His horse just has such a huge stride.
And he really flew to the last jump. He did 9 to the last, and I believe she did 10. So, you know, he first horse in, and he was quicker than I thought. Now we have Audrey Coulter, very, very fast horse. This is Accordia, the winner from last week.
Yeah, this will be interesting to see how she attacks this jump off. She's on a roll down here.
You know, and I think in this case, speed will be her friend, because this horse was hanging up a little bit and struggling at the oxer. So I think the speed will actually help her at these.
Wow.
You know, at these big wide oxers, I think that will work in her favor. Oh, got a little hung up here, a little hung up there, a little long. I don't think it really matters for this horse. I think just sit up. She's blazing fast. This is a difficult jump. Very tall vertical.
In such an angle.
You know, her reins got away from her. When she was turning back to the double, her reins got very long, and then she got through that and was still thinking fast, but really just got a little too disorganized, and the horse just saw an opening and took it.
And I think for our viewers who weren't able to walk the course, it's hard to realize what kind of angle that green vertical really is on.
Yeah, she was on a pretty severe angle, and, you know, again, her reins just got a little bit too long and just got away from her. One thing, the horse definitely didn't want to touch a jump. You know, the horse really wasn't a dirty stop or a dirty run, and it just sort of kept, you know, left turn. It just kept drifting a little right and just sidestepped it. I wouldn't say that was a nasty stop. Here's our Irish rider, Richie Maloney. Again, very, very fast rider, very fast horse. You know, the biggest question here is, is this horse going to be able to hold it all together? Definitely not a hot night, but this horse, again, came into the ring really lathered up and just a little worked up.
It'd be great to see Richie go well tonight. This could be a huge win for him if he pulls this off.
Yeah, he's got his owners here. They have a big farm right across the street here. Huge supporters of this sport. Starting out a little slow going to fence one. I think the big strided horses can take a good gallop to the first jump and do 6 strides 1 to 2. I think we're going to see Rodrigo do that, and I think we'll probably see Beasy do that.
Yeah, I mean, he was actually steadying his horse through the timers to go to fence 1. And those little details that someone like Beasy will beat you on, she always goes through those start markers on the increase. Beautiful on the slice. I think Wilton was a little tighter there. There he chose the 10.
He's just a little slower.
Yep. It's been a little bit Wilton's advantage going first. He had a go for broke attitude, huh?
Yeah, and when he came in the ring, that's sort of what I said. At this stage in his career, young kid like that with these experienced superstar riders coming behind you, I mean, go in there and cut it loose. There's nothing to lose. Make everybody come after you.
Yeah.
Slow down too much.
Now, I didn't get a chance to talk with Rodrigo between rounds, but I'm hoping he's thinking 6 from 1 to 2. But you got to take a good gallop to the first jump to do the 6.
Yeah, there's not a lot of places on course where you can really make a big difference in your jump-off time. There's certainly no...
He's doing 6. No, he jumped in like he was doing 6, and then he pulled on the reins halfway.
This was
much tighter here.
That was tight.
Yeah, that was tight.
And this is very tight. And found it coming forward.
Wow.
Had a rub at B, but it just
He's
rolled
blazing fast. He needs to just cool it a bit. Holy moly.
On the gas.
We're not even near the ring, and we can hear the screaming. If he can leave this jump up, I don't think they're going to catch him.
Yep. 38.
I'm going to
52.
39, 52.
39.
I'm going to say that's the winner. I just don't see how. I mean, to beat him, they really got to go. Rodrigo didn't leave.
I don't know.
He didn't leave a crack in the door. He was tight back on the oxer. I mean, the only way to beat him is
he got lucky with the hard rub.
Do everything he did, and do six strides from 1 to 2. That was unbelievable.
But we've got some fast riders coming up. We've got Margie can be pretty fast. Kent, who won the other day, could be extremely. I mean, his jump off was a lot like Rodrigo's was right
Yeah,
there.
but remember, Kent had the last jump down.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, unfortunately we're not going to see Kent.
I was just assuming.
I don't see it happening. I just maybe Ben Mayer. Again, anybody who wins this class deserves it. Now we have our young superstar, Jesse Springsteen, with Vindicat. Rodrigo took 3 seconds off of Wilton's time.
Very tight.
That was pretty tighty also.
And clever. There, she's found it just...
She was maybe a hair wider, but found it better than Rodrigo did. It showed up a little better. She's not far off of him. Added one there.
Added there. Ooh.
Come on, come on, come on. Nope, she can't get him.
Second place.
Another one of these classes. It's just unbelievable. I mean, these horses are running full tilt at 160, and it's just I say it over and over. You just see the quality of horse flesh we have here tonight.
That's a little where she lost it.
Yeah, she added to the vertical, and she actually got away with a pretty hard rub at that vertical, as Rodrigo did at the B element of the double. But, sometimes you got to get lucky.
There, Jesse looks very happy. Co-trainer Nick Skelton looks very happy as well. That congratulations, Stonehill.
Here we have Lubov Kochetova, the Russian rider, but Russian rider with the American flag on her breeches pockets.
Like we said in the first round, Lubov is getting more and more comfortable galloping fast. This isn't the fastest horse in the class tonight, though.
No, she's another one that definitely could have done 6 from 1 to 2.
Oh, that was a slice to this fence. There he had the scope to cover the back rail. Little wide to the double.
Wow.
That's where her guts come in.
Yeah, she's tough. That was, the horse, she turned back, got a little stalled, hung up, and yeah, just too severe an angle there.
Yeah, but that, to me, that's a lesson that these young kids have to learn if they're going to do this sport. There is not a molecule of doubt in this girl when she rides.
Yeah, and you got to, especially as a kid and as a young rider, you got to take those shots. You're gonna make the mistakes. You're gonna make that turn. The horse is gonna duck out. Eventually things are gonna fall into place. But I say all the time to my kids, you learn so much by making mistakes. If everything was perfect, if you did it all right, you wouldn't need us trainers. You learn so much making mistakes.
8% for Fultz, 7 titles to add to the score as well. 15 scored, 61-79 for Lubov Kochetova.
Yeah, here you could see him kind of looking out of his right corner of his right eye. That's got to be a 1.60 m vertical on a slice.
Margie's a very, very fast rider, but with this horse's mouth, I just don't think that she can make the turns and be as fast as Rodrigo. This horse can definitely jump a double clear round. I just don't think he can catch the time.
Yeah, and this horse is such a scopy jumper with hang time. She might lose a little time in the air over each jump.
I didn't get to walk that line, and maybe the 6 isn't possible, but it looks like the 7's getting so slow for so many of these riders. That was pretty tight. That was tight. Margie's trying to make it up here. She knew she was wide. Trying to make it up. This is impressive because this is
just didn't find it coming forward like she needed to.
Yeah, I mean she was going fast and it just didn't show up. And that's the risk you take. The horse came through the turn. He wasn't really looking for the jump, and she just got stuck on a distance that just didn't work out.
I think it's so great for our viewers at home to see this instant replay in slow motion. It really clarifies some of the things that we see go wrong. So, I mean, it's a real treat having this live stream.
Now we have Daniel Blumen in with Sancho Lucia. You know, the thing is, now that they've seen these other riders go, they know what they need to do. So, you know, we've got some fast ones coming. We've got Daniel. We've got Katie Dynan, McLean Ward. You know, there's still some speed coming.
I have to agree with you, Jimmy. I think somebody with a big mover is going to do 6 strides down that first line.
Yeah, back in the day when McLean was riding Sapphire, I think that'd be a no-brainer. I think he would just canter right down there and do 6.
There just really isn't too many other places on course, and unless you have a horse that can really gallop to this green vertical on a slice and handle the slice.
And Daniel already on 8. He just really slowed down. Now he's just trying to bring it home with 8.
Yeah, nice, smooth, solid 8. Schooling his horse a little bit towards the end when he knew he was out of the runnings. You know, Daniel's horse didn't duck out at that jump like the 2 others that we saw struggle at that jump, but the horse definitely questioned himself off the ground, huh?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's a big jump on a severe angle, so it's, you know, it's difficult.
This could be quick. This is a careful, light, fast-going horse with an extremely experienced rider like Eric Lamaze on board, and the relationship is new, but he might take a crack at it, Jim. They're showing him that turn to the...
Yeah, Eric's not in here to school. He's in here to compete and to win tonight. So whether or not he knows the horse as well as maybe he knew Hickstead.
Now he's coming to the first jump on a left lead. He might be
He's
lying...
also coming to the first jump with a new bridle. This is not what the horse showed in the first round. He's in a plain snaffle now.
Well, that was a slice.
Yep, that was all ridden.
There's turning and going. That's he's on it right now. What a technician. Just tried to give that horse a little more of a perpendicular approach.
It's
that might have hurt him.
It's going to be close. He took a pull. Yep, not enough. And the
And
last jump.
Here's our replay. Yeah, that Liverpool will be a totally different jump if the Liverpool was on the front side of the
yeah, for sure. Then it's a free jump. You know, with on the back side, it's, you know, like a false ground line, and it becomes difficult. If it was on the front side, it's a extra big ground line, and you can really just gallop at it.
Well, Katie Dynan on her bullet. You know, this is one of those jump-offs, Jimmy, where you really can't do a lot to pick up time, huh?
No, I mean, you know, as we keep saying, the first line, you know, on a big mover, do 6, but, you know, I think Rodrigo did so much that you know, he just didn't leave much for anybody else. Yeah, she's already too slow.
Little wide, little slow. Wow.
Whoa.
Had a hard rub at the back rail of the Oxer. Lucky the breakaway cups didn't let go. He's like a cat at that jump.
You know, these good horses are they're getting to that big green vertical in the angle and just really paying attention. The horses are getting up in the air and jumping it very well. You know, we've seen a couple maybe run out, but for the most part, they're jumping it very well.
Good enough for 4th place. Watch the rub. Just bounced in the cups. So what's going through McLean Ward's thoughts right now?
Well,
Next
you
in the
know,
ring.
he realized he's sitting on an unknown horse to him, and he doesn't have the stride that Rodrigo has. So, you know, he's just got a foot speed. You know, Rodrigo can outstride him, and McLean's thinking just foot speed here.
You know, he was a little aggressive week 5 in our first Nations Cup, or I'm sorry, in our first World Cup qualifier, and had a little duck out.
Even though he doesn't know this horse very well, he's not riding for second. He's got to be a little wider here than most people. Horse got a little bit above the bit there.
This is where he's so fast, turning and extending at the same time.
That was nice.
That was quick.
That was nice.
You can just see how aggressive he is to get
That
a horse.
was nice. That showed up well.
He's bending the
He had to add one here.
row in the last jump.
Yeah, I think he wanted that so bad. He knew he was kind of running out of room, but he was also thinking, let me get through the timers, and he just maybe pushed a little too hard through the timers.
Here's our replay.
He hadn't quite jumped the jump yet, and he was just
Yeah.
thinking to
Rushed him.
you know, get through. He knew in midair, you know, he looked back there. He knew that. But again, there, you know, right now you've got to do so much to go to the lead. So you at this point, if you want to win, you can't leave anything on the table. You've got to pull out all the stops. You know, once McLean gets to know that horse a little bit, I think 2 weeks down the road, that'll be a whole different outcome. The horse, a couple places, maybe overreacted to McLean's hand. He got hung up in the turn to the double, and he had to add one there. But, you know, 2 more weeks or so, and I think we'll see a whole new outcome. And 2 horses in a row with the double H colors. Now we've got Daniel on course on Cornet d'Amour.
You know, Daniel Dowser in the qualifier jump off yesterday was extremely fast, not looking that fast. Very efficient, very accurate. He doesn't look like he's on quite the attack that Rodrigo was on.
No, I don't think this is quite enough. I mean,
but again, the smoothness with him and this horse is real deceiving. Curl to green vertical, that's been a problem for people. I think solid finish, but not into the lead.
yeah, not even good enough for second, I don't think.
Into 5th place.
Well, and then there were 3. We're down to our last 3. We've got Laura, Ben, and Beasy coming. I almost think Daniel realized to win that he just had to give so much. I think he was really trying to slip into second, and unfortunately he ended up, you know, just off that pace. But I think he realized winning is, at this point, I think with the last 2, even Laura with her longtime partner, I just don't think she has the stride to catch Rodrigo. I think Ben and Beasy are the 2 to maybe give him a run for his money. That was a good turn. That
Great, and
really
she-
showed up nice for her.
Turning and going. Cedric has the experience to deal with this slice.
Oh.
He was a good time also, finishing on the full fault side.
4 faults into 10th place.
31, going inside the top 10 into 10th place in the order.
Yeah, Laura just loves that horse. They've been through so much. Horse gives you so much. There, even here when he got a little confused by the angle.
Yeah, she knows the horse well, and this horse is coming off of a very strange. This horse broke some ribs at a show this summer. Had a very freak accident and broke some ribs, and really not a whole lot you can do for that. So they've been, dealing with that and going back and forth. He was fine one day, he was not, and he looks like now he's back in form and really jumping well. Between the Nations Cup last week and now here today, the horse looks like, maybe everything's back to normal. This might be the first one that we see 6 strides from 1 to 2 out of.
Doesn't look like he has a line for 6.
There we go. There's the 6.
Yep.
Yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to see.
And he found this coming
And that
forward
was-
great. This is remnants of his
Yeah, he's
last World Cup
all
win.
over Rodrigo, I have to say. And this is maybe just a little too much. Just on such an angle. Now he's slowed down, but he was definitely on the pace. Yep, he was on there.
Larson is just the one down, finishing on the 4, just on the angle, 41.04. It is 4 for Ben Mayer and Stella this time.
So I would love in this situation to hear last proves to be the best.
I bet you would. Keep it all in the family.
But
I think Beasy, hopefully, I would imagine Beasy or John, somebody saw Ben do the 6 from 1 to 2. She also has the stride to do it. As I said in the beginning, there were 3 horses, in my opinion, that could do it. One being Rodrigo's, but he went early, and now these 2 horses that just went can do 6. So hopefully someone has discussed that with Beasy, and I think Beasy will run out down there and do 6 from 1 to 2. And, she actually knows this horse pretty well now. She bought him in just before 2012 for the Olympic Games, and she's got a pretty good partnership with this horse.
yeah, I'm not nervous about the 9 down the last line. I would imagine after seeing Ben do the 6 up the first line, she's going to do that. I'm concerned about the green vertical. That's been the bogey jump and the jump off, and
Yeah, Ben rode it right. As he left the ground, the horse, in my opinion, shifted left off the ground, and that's what went wrong.
like a hunter, down in 6.
Wow. The nice thing is when they're running down there in 6, the horses are just exploding over that oxer.
Great slice to fence 3.
Wow, that's an amazing turn if she can get
Come
to the
on.
back rail.
Now turn and go, turn and go.
She's on it. She's on
This
it.
is the jump right here. If she clears this, I'm going to feel pretty good.
That was faster than everybody.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's
the
right.
horse shifted left, and I got to go down ringside for an interview, Frank, so I'm going to let you finish off. What a great night of show jumping here in Wellington.
Jimmy, thanks again. Have a great night.
Great challenge for the last go, 41.26.
Yep.
finishing on the
So
4.
Beasy ends up in 9th place. That's a jump I was worried about. That seemed to be the bogey jump for most of our riders in the jump off. Here we see in replay, she found it a little bit deep on an angle. Then the horse shifted left, making it even deeper. And there you saw Cortez struggle with that. So that's a shame. But all in all, what a great night. Another great night of show jumping. This is our second